welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be changing out the fork seals. The $8.99 behind me comes with the Showa Big Piston Forks. A lot of bikes come with the Showas. I'm not sure if they're all the same, but today we'll be working on the $8.99. It's hard to tell exactly which tools you'll need, but K-Tech offers a kit. It's not the best, but it gets the job done. You'll also need your fork seals, oil, an Allen key set, and possibly a bunch of other stuff. So now let's take it apart and get to work. We've already finished the left fork. It's uploaded to my Instagram. If you're not following, go follow and check out the video. Today we'll be working on the right fork. First you take your K-Tech tool and you want to loosen everything while everything else is tight, so it's not too difficult. Just a couple turns should be enough. Next, you'll want to loosen your triple tree clamps. There's 2 here and 3 at the bottom. They should be Allen keys. Depending on how you have your bike lifted, you want to keep your wheel to the right. So I just use a zip tie. So we'll take our 6mm Allen key and loosen these 2 at the top. If you have shorter Allen keys, that's cool, or these handheld ones work too. So you'll use a 5mm Allen key to loosen the 3 bolts down here. Sometimes the bottom one is easier to reach from down here too if you push this plastic piece up. So once everything is loose, it may feel a little hard to take out, but you just twist and pull at the top shock part. And it's out. Now is probably the time to put on some gloves. Next, you're going to take your cap and finish removing the cap. As you'll see, this is sort of a hex pattern, and in here we have a star pattern, so it doesn't really align well, but I found that it works best if I turn it upside down, put it in and try to align it, and slowly just twist it out. You'll notice it's loose, so it's not very ideal, but it's really not that tight, so you shouldn't be damaging anything. Once you'll have it loose, you'll just twist this out. It's in there. There we go. And then pull the whole thing out. This one's kind of dry. So next we'll use a pick to pull out this dust seal here. Don't scratch this part, so I find it easier to just put a hole in it and pull it out. There we go. Next you're gonna pull out this little piece here. Save this and put it aside because you'll be reusing it. And then you have to, with brute force, pull this all the way out. Put this on here. There we go. And now clean everything up and rebuild it. So this is the order. Everything's going to go back in there. Be careful with this because you don't want to scratch anything. This is beveled in, so you want to push it apart and then slide it off. Like that. And make sure you see which direction this cover goes in, this fork seal, and the dust seal. So now we're going to clean everything up. You'll notice mine is broken, so I'm going to take it to a Velocity Race Fab to get it welded on. Yeah, that was easy. Again, huge shout out to Chris at Velocity Race Fab for putting this thing back together. Now we're losing sunlight, so let's put this together. So first thing you want to do is grab a little plastic bag because these aren't smooth, and when you put the gaskets on, you don't want to nick anything so you don't get any leaks. So put the plastic bag, find your dust seal. So your dust seal will have this little lip and it'll keep any dust from getting in there. It goes this way, and then you just put it on there gently. There you go. Next you have your fork seal. So it's kind of hard to tell the direction, but it's got a line and a little lip on the bottom. Looks like this. And then you slide it on this way. Next is this ring. On top of that. And then you have the smaller out of the two. Goes on like that. And then you have this big one that you can pull apart a little bit so you don't scratch anything. And you'll just hear it click in. And there we go. Next we'll just slide this tube on. There may be a little resistance, but that's okay. And push the seal into place. So take our new oil, we'll lubricate the seal a little bit. This one here. And this goes in here. And now I need my DP tool. Next, we're going to seat this dust seal. It's very easy, you don't need any special tools, you just have to push it into place, like this. Next, it's time to put everything back inside. First the spacer, and don't worry, they won't flip in there, they just slide right into place. Now the spring, and now this castle spacer. And now, it's time to fill it with oil. When it comes to choosing oil, not oils are created the same. I usually use Motul, but we didn't have that in stock, so this time we're going with Maxima. These go from 5 to 10 to 15, 20. It depends on how you ride, your weight. I chose 5 because I'm very light. This bike, I think the standard is about 15, but 5 should work for me. We'll see how it does. And if you are wondering which oil you need to use for your bike, just ask ChatGPT or in your motorcycle group, the guy who knows everything. He should know. So this bike, these forks take about 560 milliliters. I am going to use about 500 just because I have 1 liter and I am light, so it should work. I'll see how it does. You'll also see things about the air gap. So you can either do the factory 560 or the 120 air gap. I'm gonna play around with the air gap because I don't have more than this right now. Ignore my dog if you hear him. We're just gonna pour this in here. There's no trick to it. You just pour it all the way in. So this goes back in. You don't want to force it in or push it. You just want to let it go in slowly so it doesn't overflow, no air bubbles get in there. Just like that. You probably noticed I skipped this part, which is the air gap method. I just don't want my comments full of people who know everything. Because misinformation can be pretty dangerous in this sport. So an air gap that works for me might not work for you. Same with your air gap might not work for me. So just know I use the air gap method and my 500 milliliters. Okay, now we're gonna push this down and twist it back in. You're gonna wanna spin this backwards first so that it seats. It's gonna take quite a bit to give up. But once it's in there, just have to spin it in. Now we'll take our tool to tighten it. This doesn't have to be very tight, but it has to be tight enough to stay in place. If you have a vise, I recommend using that. Once you're done tightening it, pull that out, pull this up, get this tool back to tighten it, and you can finish tightening it, the rest of it, when it's back in the bike so it doesn't move around. So now I'm gonna just put this back in the bike, put my bike back together. You just put everything back as you took it out. And next, we're gonna be doing the 1199S. So if you have one of those, make sure you subscribe. До свидания!